Hello, Americans. This is Podcast versus the World. I'm your host, Cameron L. Abington. Today's going to be a little different podcast. There's some things that's been on my mind. Um, the subject today, we're talking about where our young men are at. Um, just something that's been on my mind. Have you ever looked around and wondered where the hell or what's going on with our young men right now? I mean, seriously, what happened? We have a generation of young men either checked out, locked in their rooms with Discord or Red Bull, or worse, slide in the DMs of neo Nazis, getting radicalized on YouTube at 2 a.m. and saying they believe Andrew Tate is their new god. And meanwhile, the left sitting around acting confused, sipping their goat milk lattes like, gosh, I wonder why they want to join that all inclusive utopia like ours. I'll tell you why. Because you left them behind. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a village with a river, and one day people just start taking their kids out of the water. They're drowning, struggling, panicking. So the villagers set up a rescue station. They build nets, train lifeguards. They're doing good work. But eventually, someone asks the obvious question: who the hell is throwing these kids in the river in the first place? That's where we are with our young men. Everyone's focused on reacting to the damage, but no one's going upstream to see why they're falling in. Spoiler alert, we did the pushing. Take what just happened with that Kyle Rittenhouse, young man getting involved, shooting a person, and one group got onto him, the other group, was like, hey, good job, instead of explaining to him why it was wrong. We think that's a rare one off. That's the pattern now. This was a kid that was angry, isolated, groomed by extremist ideologies that gave him purpose, that made him feel seen. You know what didn't give him that? Our public institutions, our media, our progressive movements that talks about everyone else until the topic is young, straight, cis, working class men. Then suddenly it's crickets. During the Me Too movement, and let's be clear, it needed to happen. There was a lot of things going on with women that shouldn't have happened. But a lot of young men got the message you're the problem. No nuance. No, hey, here's how to be a good man. Just don't be like this. And then after they got Me Too movement hit, they got canceled. Where was the invitation? Where was the mentorship? Where was the space to say, hey, we need you too. You have a role. Let's talk. Instead, we got confusion, silence, and meanwhile, the right, or these fringe groups, as I call them, recruit them. Not with facts, not with policy, but with identity, with belonging, with simple answers to complicated pain. You feel overlooked? We see you. You feel weak? We'll make you strong. You feel lost? You got a tribe now. It's cult behavior 101. And they're running the playbook while the left is busy drafting language guidelines on pronouns and other things that don't matter to anybody. This isn't about saving young men. They're not a lost cause, but they are drifting fast. We need spaces, real, intentional spaces for masculine identity to evolve, not just video game addiction studies or how to talk about our feelings seminars. I'm talking about mentorship, challenge responsibility, purpose. That means more male teachers, more rites of passage, more spaces where young men can talk about real anger, pain, rejection without being shamed for it. So here's where we're at. Young men are hungry for meaning, and we've let the table empty. And you know what happens when you don't feed people? Someone else does, even if it's poison. This isn't left versus right. This is a cultural survival issue. You want to stop the drift to extremism. Start by talking to the young men, by listening. We need boldness, honesty, and yeah, a little fire. I'm opening up this conversation. I want to hear from you. Hit the comments, DM me. We can talk deeper. If you're a parent, teacher, or coach, talk to the young men in your life. If you're one of these young men, I see you. Let's figure it out. All right. We have to be together on this. We have to be a team through education. We should be having education programs for these young men, more mentorship, more, not every kid's going to go to college. We should have them having internships where they get to work with young men or older men who've been in their position that can lead them. We don't have that anymore. We don't have that. We don't have fathers like that all the time. It's a shame. We're leading these young men out to dry, and it's not fair for them. It's not fair. But when we do that, they go to different groups that tell them it's okay. We know you're going to make mistakes. The Me Too movement, it killed a lot of kids. I was told by my son that if you were to sit here and tell a young lady that she looked pretty, that's sexual harassment. What are we talking about? So now, as a young man, I can't talk to a young lady. And if I touch her arm, oh my gosh, that's sexual assault. That's what they're teaching. That's what they're teaching in our schools. Nonsense. This is plain nonsense. And we're killing our kids every day with this. Where does a young man go? They're told by their teachers and counselors if I do anything, it's sexual harassment. If I talk to a woman, it's sexual harassment, touch her, sexual assault. Are we what in the world's going on? You wonder why these kids go to porn sites. You wonder why they go to extremists who tell them it's okay. It's okay to make a mistake because the other side wants to cancel you. Is that what we're doing now? We have to stop the cancel culture. It's a cancer to us all. It's killing young men, and it's not fair. It's not fair. Now, I haven't heard a lot about this topic from anybody. This is just something I was thinking about. We're losing our young people, young men especially. They don't know where they belong. And nobody defends them. Nobody comes out and say that's not right. I was watching a interview with James Franco. This was years ago. Had two women sitting on a couch and they were talking to this reporter. The one girl had James Franco was did a lot of bad stuff. He wasn't a good guy, you know. And she was telling her story, and the girl next to her said, "Yeah, me too." And the reporter, thank God she did her job, said, "Well, didn't you date James Franco?" She said, "Oh yeah, but he did it to me too." The Me Too movement was used as a weapon, and a lot of young men got hit by it. A lot of them, and it wasn't fair, and it wasn't right. We have to do something to get our young men back in order. We need them, but we need them. We need them. and not listen to extremist views like Andrew Andrew Tate, people like that who don't know how to treat women, or even our own president. Just grab them by the pee. It's people like that. No, we can't have that. We need to show our young men how to be dignified, how to be good people, good in society. We have to show them that we're not going to get rid of them. I don't want to see young men carrying guns like that Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's not right. To have that stigma on you for the rest of your life, that's not the way to live. We have to do better. We have to do better as a society. This isn't left versus right thing. This is just the right thing to do. So let's kill cancel culture. Let's finish that. No more. No more. Let's have common sense rules with our young men and women. Common sense. Common sense. That's all I'm asking for. Just common sense. All right. Podcast versus the world. We're here. Um, my email address, if you want to ask any question or dive deeper into one of these topics, is podcast versus the world 76 at gmail.com. Um, on the wherever you're watching this at, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, it's all over the place. Find your favorite podcast location. Leave a message, like it, subscribe. The plan is to do 3 of these a week to keep you going. More questions, the better. I do TikToks also, if you didn't know. Just under my name, Cameron Abington, just under my name. Like and subscribe to that. Share. The drive for 5,000 people are getting there. I would love to get to 10,000. It'd be wonderful. Got to crawl before you walk before you run. All right. This was a little different show for today, a little shorter, but something that's been on my heart that I think we need to talk about. We don't talk about it enough. And that's a shame. It's a shame. We're leaving our young men out to dry. It's a shame. All right. Podcast versus the world everywhere. Got the email. If you go to rss.com, the community, this podcast will be there. But like I said, we're on every major podcast area. Like and subscribe. Let's get our notes. Let's let everybody know we're here. We're here. We're building a community. All right. For America. I got a good topic for us the next couple of days of working on. Mr. RFK Jr. Have a nice thing to say about him. Can't I wait? Oh, I'm excited. Might no, we'll do it. We'll do it later. All right. Podcast versus the world. I love you all. Abington out.